Okay, everyone, welcome back again for segment 3. We are going to finish lesson D to talk about the reading, and if we have time, we will also talk about our writing assignment for this week. So I hope you're ready for more writing practice. So first of all, I want us to talk about some context clues in the story. So, if we go back to this page, 116, where we see the picture and the article, I would like for you to look with me at paragraph 3. I'm going to read this paragraph one more time, and I want you to pay attention, because we're going to talk about one kind of context clue, which is looking for synonyms. Okay, so look for synonyms. Do you feel that they are positive or negative words? Okay, listen to this again. About 24 hours later, Pedro and Luisa got very bad news. The fire destroyed their home. They lost almost everything. With no home, only part-time work, and a baby coming, Pedro was even more worried about the future. Here we see two vocab words, destroyed and worried. Now, I want to point out a few words to you. Actually, I'll ask you, do you notice a theme? Can you catch a feeling from this paragraph? Do you see any verbs or adjectives here? Let's point out. We have very bad, destroyed, lost everything, no home, more worried. If you can catch that feeling correctly, all of the words are negative. So what if I don't know the word destroyed, but I know the word bad, of course. I know worried. So I can get a feeling that the meaning in this paragraph is something negative. The whole idea in paragraph 3. Okay, also the word only part-time work means that it's just something small, not enough, only. So we can catch from looking at these words, they are all negative. So this is a context clue for us to catch the meaning of this paragraph. Okay, another context clue is surrounding information. So let's imagine we find a new word and we don't know what this word means. So we're going to check before the word and after the word. So we'll read that and then check the surrounding information. Look for synonyms or maybe antonyms. Maybe there is a definition in the paragraph. So I'm going to go back to page 117. And let's first finish checking the answers in part 3. So we finished with number 3. Let's start with number 4. Who were the people that helped Pedro and Maria rebuild their lives? Now we notice it's more than one person. So what paragraph can we find the answer? Okay, we know that the main event is paragraph 3. So rebuilding should be paragraph 4, I think. So for the next 11 months, the Ramirez family stayed with Luisa's sister. This is one person who helped them. Same paragraph. Many generous people helped them during this difficult time. Friends took them shopping. Strangers left gifts by the door. And then a group of children. So who helped them? A lot of people helped them. Sister, friends, strangers, even children. So they are lucky. Many people surrounded them to offer help during this difficult time. So we got the answer for number 4. Number 5. In the second paragraph, what does the word evacuate mean? I think you know this from previous examples. Let's read that together again. Where do we see evacuate? Paragraph 2. Okay, I'm going to read here. The police ordered every family in the neighborhood to evacuate. Okay, if I look before, what happened? A fire was coming near their home, so they needed to evacuate. All right, and the next sentence, the Ramirez family moved quickly. Moved quickly. Okay, surrounding information. We almost have a definition. So to move quickly is to evacuate. I hope that you have never needed to evacuate. Thankfully, I have not. Let's see. The last question, number 6. How were Maria and Pedro able to overcome this difficult time? What's your answer? What do you think? Did they overcome this by themselves, or did they get help from other people? So I think you know the answer. They overcame this time with help from others, from their community. Okay, now at this time, we're going to do some review about vocabulary. And let's find the vocab words in the story. Where can we find these words? And let's see if there's any context clues that can help us to guess the meaning. Number 1, we have the word support. Okay, we have pay for necessary things. Find or see. Say that you agree with someone. Now, let's first go to the story again. Where do you see the word support? Where do you see the word? We can see it in paragraph 1. Okay, the quote, how am I going to support another child without a full-time job, he wondered. Okay, now, job, support. Could there be something related? If I have a job, I can support my living. I can support myself with a job. Okay, so what is your guess about support? Okay, all right. So, now, support in this paragraph relates to pay for necessary things, doesn't it? Now, support can also mean C, answer C, to say that you agree with someone, you support their idea. I think in this paragraph, he's talking about financial support, isn't he? Okay, so we'll stick with A. Sorry, yes, A is our answer. Okay, number 2, we have the word evacuate. We talked about this one already. So what do you think? A, B, or C? The only answer that's possible is C. Okay, the third word, gathering. Okay, we have choices: separating, a group of things, or collecting. So let's find the word gathering. Where do we find it? Maybe you circled it already. Paragraph 2 and the middle. While Pedro was gathering their legal documents, Luisa grabbed the family photographs. Okay, I'm going to use some body language to gather. Gather. Let's gather together. After the virus is over, we'll gather together as a class. So what do we think it means here? He was gathering documents and household pictures. Okay, so in this case, it means C, collecting. Okay, it's another clue with ing. So the answer has a similar form as the vocabulary word. All right, number 4, grabbed. Where did you find the word grabbed? And we saw that also below. Luisa grabbed the family photographs. Okay, it's a verb. It's an action. Grabbed. So does this mean slowly or quickly? It's an emergency. Their house is almost destroyed. So the answer we can guess is A, took quickly. Okay? All right, number 5, we have the word destroyed. Destroyed. Okay, past tense. Where do we find it? Did you find it in the reading? Okay, paragraph 1, 2, 3. The fire destroyed their home. I think the sentence gives us enough information to take a guess, doesn't it? Now, we have choices to broke, completely, killed, or hurt. Hurt often relates to people. People can hurt people. Or maybe I hurt myself by falling down. Okay, killed, different meaning, relating to living things. But to break completely, this is the answer, A. Okay, number 6, we have generous. It's an adjective, right? O-U-S tells me that it is an adjective form. Where do we see the word generous? Okay, now if we look at the 1, 2, 3, 4th paragraph, in this paragraph, after the negative paragraph, we see more positive words here. Let me point out some words. We have rebuilding. Okay, build again. Generous people. Here's the vocab word. Helped them. Friends. Took them shopping. Strangers left gifts. Children collected money. Okay, we can feel that this is definitely a positive paragraph. All of the words are similar in that they are positive. So, what do you think it means? Generous. Critical and sad are negative. We only have one possible answer, B. Giving. Giving. Okay, number 7, we have the word strangers. Okay, family, friends, or people you don't know. All right, now family and friends, we know. Strangers, we don't know. Strangers, paragraph 4, left gifts at their door. This is amazing. So, is this people they know or people they don't know? And the answer is C, people they don't know. The last word is message. And we saw that in the last paragraph. How is it used? Louisa sent holiday cards and she wrote a message. Remember this quote at the end? Home is more than a building. Home is wherever there is love. This is her message. So what's the answer? A, B, or C? You are correct. B. It's a kind of communication. In this case, it is a written message, not a verbal message. Okay, so finally, what is your opinion? I erased this question. What is your opinion about this story? Does this story touch you, touch your heart? Do you think it talks about the beauty of the human spirit in times of trouble or difficulty? I think we are living in this kind of time right now. We are living in a kind of emergency. So I asked you at the beginning of segment 2 to think about, have you ever experienced any kind of emergency like this family? So maybe not something serious, but any kind of event where something happened that you had to find a solution and maybe other people helped you. So I'm asking you to think about that because you can guess that our writing assignment for this week is something similar to the story. So with our remaining time in segment 3, let's continue on to lesson E, writing. And I want to introduce what our assignment is this week. So we are going to write a similar story. Now, another word for story is a narrative. A narrative. So for this week, your homework is to write 6 to 8 sentences or more, if you like, to write a narrative about an emergency. Maybe this emergency happened to you and your family or someone you know. I think both are okay as long as you tell a story. Now, how do we tell a good story? We have talked about this in class before. Okay, you remember the 5 W's? 5 W's. Who, what, why, when, and where. So to tell a good story, we need these details. Where did this story happen? Who was involved? What happened? When did this happen? Why did this happen? Okay, so if you are at home, I assume you're at home, but if you are near someone at this time, maybe you can pause to discuss, to answer this question. Think about it. What kind of situation have you experienced that you could write about? And think about these questions. Who did it happen to? What happened? When did it happen? Where did it happen? Why or how did it happen? Okay, so for the sake of this homework, I would like to read for you one example, and then I want you to read it again to yourself, and you can follow these questions to answer and write your paragraph. Are you ready? Fire in our backyard. One evening last summer, My husband and I were preparing dinner together. My husband was cooking outside and I was setting the table inside. Do you hear the past tense continuous? Suddenly, my husband ran into the kitchen and shouted, "There's a fire in the backyard!" I ran outside and I saw fire in the bushes next to our fence. I was really scared because my 70-year-old parents live next door. Luckily, my husband acted quickly. He called the fire department and then started putting water on the fire. The firefighters arrived quickly and they easily put out the fire. They said a coal from the barbecue had started it. My parents were very surprised when they saw the firefighters. They were watching the news in the living room and they never knew there was a problem. My father said, "Let's go back and watch the news. Maybe we're on TV." Okay? So here we have another narrative, a story. Who's in the story? What happened? When did it happen? What time? Where were they? Why did this happen? Was all of this information answered in this paragraph? Yes. Okay. So that is your job for this week. Okay. You can brainstorm first to answer the 5 W's. Who, what, why, when, and where, or how, +1. So answer those questions. Tell me a true story. Maybe it's your story. Maybe it's someone that you know. And here's a challenge. Try to use vocabulary in the story. Try to use past tense continuous in the story. So good luck. And I hope that you have enjoyed so far Unit 9 about daily living and so on. So I will see you again next week, and we will continue and finish Unit 9. Until then, please take care and stay healthy.